So we have to try to find a way. We have to try to find a way to get those pennies to circulate, because right now the Federal Reserve order book is almost 8.5 billion pennies to make this year. It's costing the taxpayers, because of the cost of the penny, which is today it's at 2.6 cents, so I'm losing a penny and a half every time that I manufacture a penny. That's costing me right now, costing the Mint close to $83 million in manufacturing costs just to manufacture the penny. So we've got to work with the Federal Reserve, the banks, and the armored carriers and the like to try to get the penny to circulate so I don't have to manufacture. And what I'd like to try to do is start bringing down the manufacturing of the penny $1 billion a year until I get to some level playing field where I don't disrupt the supply. I don't get a hoarding problem, which sometimes might happen. So I'm working quite earnestly with them to change how the penny and some of the other products are also circulating products. We're looking at hopefully getting legislation passed to change the alloy of the nickel, dime, and the quarter. We've got an alloy chosen. It's up to Congress to give us the authority to do it, but I'm all in favor of changing the alloy for all of our circulating coins. What we're gonna try to do is, if we get that legislation passed, is to incorporate some anti-counterfeiting features in the new product. I have hired a whole new group of people in Philadelphia that are overseeing the anti-counterfeiting effort with our circulating coins, but also our bullion products, the various gold and silver products, the palladium, the platinum, and so on and so forth, which are getting counterfeited, not to a great level, but to an alarming level out of China and elsewhere. So we're incorporating a lot of new concepts and ideas of how we might package those types of products, whether we can do things within the metal itself. It's kind of interesting. That's kind of where my background was for the last 25 years. So there's a lot of new ideas and things we're looking at to help protect the coins. I was talking to Mr. Amos of Coin World before I came over here. He's got a lot of great ideas himself. So it's kind of an issue that's near and dear to my heart because I know quite a bit about it, that we are going to try to start changing some of those aspects and being able to incorporate anti-counterfeiting features for both our circulating and our numismatic bullion type products is something I'm very interested in trying to do. So the Mint, I'm also incorporating, some of you may have already heard some of this, but I'm also reaching out to a lot of the global mints around the world. So I'm glad to say that we've got a signed deal with the British, or the Royal Australian Mint, where the Royal Australian Mint is going to market 20,000 of their Apollo coins, similar to our Apollo coins. They've agreed to purchase 20,000, which is about 500,000 in revenue. We're going to do that jointly together and market it together on the Royal Australian Mint website and our website. I've also pretty close to getting a deal done with the Spanish Mint with their Apollo program, where we're going to do a joint product there and market that within Europe and again in the United States. I've got a joint venture project underway that was approved by the Secretary of the Treasury with the British Royal Mint. We're going to celebrate the 400th anniversary of the Mayflower landing here in the United States. We're doing a joint venture program with them that my guess is will generate close to $20 million in revenue on some gold and silver products. The designs I think you're going to like. I'm also talking to the Italian Mint. They're interested in doing some things with us. I'm a good Catholic boy. They asked me what would I like to do, and I've had the good fortune of meeting Pope John Paul on a couple different occasions in his office, and I would love to do something with the Vatican or something along those lines with the Italians. I think they're pretty interested in that. Whether I can get that done or not, we'll see. But it's something that the Italians and I have had a couple conversations over, so I think it would be a fun project to do. And who wouldn't want to go to the Amalfi Coast and have a glass of wine or two? I certainly would. But also, the Mint is also trying to create other joint venture projects where we can utilize existing numismatic products, market them together to create more interesting products that you guys can use and sell through your customers. How we package it, how we present it is very interesting. So that some of the packaging that we currently use has been in existence for quite a number of years. So I've got the manufacturing team looking at a lot of different new packaging concepts. I'm finding it's kind of difficult because we manufacture so much material to be able to draw down certain stockpiles and introduce new things. It might take a year or so to draw down some of the current inventory, but you can expect some different packaging. Some of the distributors that buy our products tell me that they don't like packaging. So we're going to try to do some things where they don't have to buy the product. They can buy it in bulk and in different ways without the packaging, less cost, and so on. So we're trying to fundamentally change how we're doing business. We just launched the low quarter. I'm getting ready to travel over to Saipan and Guam to launch those products over in that area next month. We are midway through the Apollo program. We just launched the American Legion program. The Apollo program currently has sales in excess of $50 million. The Apollo program, I saw numbers this morning, and they're already positive on getting some return for their program with the Legion. The American Legion has hundreds of command posts around this country. They're really engaged with their members. So I think that program is going to be a tremendous success, and that just got started last week. So another interesting thing that we just did is we had during the last moon or the Soyuz rocket launch that left out of Kazakhstan. We put 2 coins on that rocket ship, and those coins are going to come back. One is going to go to the Smithsonian. One is going to stay in the United States Mint. But when the lady astronauts, their mission got canceled as far as the spacewalk, they were going to take those coins with them on the spacewalk. I think they're still going to try to do that. But those coins will come back and will be pretty popular. So we are really trying as best we can, or at least I am, in trying to change the way we do business. And then the last thing I want to point out, and Mr. Everard here will appreciate this, we've incorporated an artistic infusion program with a number of artists. Mr. Everhard participates in a lot of those programs, as did John McCarney. But we gathered some 427 artists for some design management programs that we're doing. It's a very popular program. 427 artists, all of which are submitting beautiful designs for some of these programs. I intend to keep that program going. It's a very popular program with some of the artists. They get paid a stipend for their work, but their art lives on in quite a number of different ways. And then lastly, I'm really interested in talking to the community about possibly changing the designs of the American Eagle, the American Bullion Program. And it's been in existence for 25 years under the authority that the Secretary of the Treasury has. I'm going to start looking at possibly introducing the concept of new designs for both the silver and the gold bullion. I think the designs that are on there now are quite beautiful, but I was talking to Don earlier, and I'm really interested in for a couple different reasons, from a counterfeiting resilient point of view, of changing some things that we do with that, but also creating some new, very timeless designs for that product. That's not my decision. It has to be approved by the Secretary of the Treasury. But I do plan on talking to the community and get ideas about some of that and see what we can do there. But that's kind of a snapshot of what I wanted to chat with you about. As I said, we're trying to do the right thing for you all. We're trying to do the right thing for the numismatic community. I can't win on all these things, but I can certainly give it a try, and that's what I promise to you all. So with that, thank you very much.